broken down, busted, and left for dead here at URI, and has turned this program around to be one of the most competitive and consistent teams in the last 2 years. Of course, this season, a little bit more of a slow start, but we are working through that as this one is underway here from Kingston as the Rams control the tip. Honeycar on the far side there, off to the guard up top, Vital. Into Kamara. Step through, and nope, one too many steps. She's going to get whistled for the travel. Pulled that back pivot foot. And a turnover for Rhode Island to start it off. And a lot of history between these two teams. You see some of the numbers down there on your screen. As that one is knocked out of bounds, and they're going to say it will be Rhode Island basketball. Yeah, 93 meetings total between these two teams. And Ryan, you talked about this being one of the last ones that they will ever have, with the transition that UMass is making to the MAC there as a whistle stops play. There's the head coach over there for the UMass Minute Women, Mike Leafleer.
Yeah, and Leffler's come in second season now at UMass and mustered up a 14-36 record, but he's someone that the players really believe in.
And so no good on that one there. So still 0-0 in the opening few minutes of this one. Palmieri, crossover right to left. Little pull-up jumper, that one's off the back iron. And a bit too strong, chased down by the smallest player. It's Sophie Vital, looking to push the pace. And she is met at the rim. And now a fast break opportunity, and finishes with a kiss off the window on the far side, as that was Coliza who finished.
Well, that's really big for UMass. I mean, if you want to talk about some keys to their success, they're 1-7 when they score less than 60 points. Playing against a team like URI that plays very good defense, you have got to score points.
Two missed layups for Rhode Island, and Honey Carr pulls down the second offensive rebound. It was Kamara who missed one. Carr had a chance at it. She missed it, and then she misses there. But Kamara, another offensive rebound. Back out. Vital thought about it. Now Honey Carr, pump fake, dropped it off, but look out, had it tipped away. And the Minute Women are back in action on offense. Far side, and an offensive foul. That's going to come back against Megan Olbreeze. So Megan Olbreeze whistled for the early foul call there.
Yeah, and we should expect to see a lot of that throughout this one. This is going to be a real defensive matchup. Both teams swarming each other off the bat.
Carr baseline jumper too strong. Rebound down into the hands of LeClaire. She's trying to go all the way and does it herself. Nice job there from Momo LeClaire, who finishes inside. Not the highest of scoring averages for the season, but she does a lot of things very smartly as Honey Carr knocks down the three ball, and the Rams are on the board for the first time tonight.
And when you have a 6'4" center who is shooting 36% from beyond the arc, that just creates so many issues for opposing defenses.
Back up top, LeClaire with the basketball. Onto the far side, Palmieri. Palmieri thought about it, now has to go up top, nearly had to take it away, and now it does. Vital corrals the loose ball. Up ahead, Phillips wide open like a book on the beach, and she finishes for two.
So Rhode strikes back quick after going down. Back and forth energy so far.
So Rhode Island taking their first lead tonight, and now Honey Carr getting a stop on the defensive end. Numbers for Rhode Island. Phillips, three ball. Yes, sir. Knocks it down, Sophie P. And if you give her that much space, she will make you pay every time, undoubtedly.
Absolutely. She is your three-point queen, the URI all-time career three-point leader.
Into the hands of Odenabu, excuse me. 10 on the shot clock. Step through. Oh, pretty play. That was Kaliza there. Kaliza able to finish and cut the lead to 2. Carr pull up off the glass. And the banks must be open late tonight because that one was there for business. Vital playing tight defense up top. That's Dutat that was guarding there as well. Phillips on the basketball right now, directing traffic is Palmieri. 10 to shoot. Gets a screen. And knocked away, but it'll stay with UMass. Let's take another look at this fast break opportunity. Honey Carr just kind of smacks it to Vital, who corrals it, and finding the vision of Sophie Phillips wide open. She was able to capitalize on that one. And then she knocked down a big-time three-pointer right after. So a couple of early goings here, and at the buzzer, off the back rim, but an offensive rebound, and a 3-ball on the way. Rims in and out, and Honey Carr will pull it down for Rhode Island.
And credit to Sophie Vital with the closeout defense there. She is someone, just hustle is in her blood, whether it's passing, defending. She's got a high motor.
DeBraz, kick out, that one off the mark. And so Rhode Island unable to score on that possession. DeBraz swarming defense, forced Kaliza to give it up. And O'Breeze can't finish. O'Breeze had a good look at it there. She got to her spot down low, but a bit too strong. Rams on the attack, and Vital hits the deck and coughs it up. Pull-up jumper, and that's good. Smart stuff there from Kaliza. Not anything too difficult there, Ryan. I like that. She gets to her spot, she pulls up, and just a very fundamental play right there from Stephanie Kaliza to cut the lead to 2. As we get a whistle and foul down below. And so we will send it to break. We'll step aside for a short break. Rams up by 2. Here we are listening to ESPN Basketball. Back in Kingston with a Ram lead by 2 over the UMass Minute Women. Noah McLean and Ryan Palillo with you here as Rhode Island has the ball underneath. But I'll tell you what, something to immediately take note of is Megan O'Breeze. Already picked up 2 fouls. She has been the rock and the scorer for this UMass team this season. Rhode Island trying to get on the scoring column again as Kamara can't finish. And a whistle and a traveling violation on Dutat there.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if, part of the Olympic bronze medalist, Coach Tammy Reese, her game plan would be to try and get O'Breeze in foul trouble because she can be a real problem when it comes to her defense. In her last matchup against St. Joe's, 3 blocks, 2 steals, not to mention she had 21 points.
Working inside and off the window, that's good. A nice strong move from Shanae Odenabu. And a wide open look and finished on the other end. Rhode Island in transition, taking the lead back quickly there. Directing traffic is McHale. Inside, back up to the free throw line. Got a screen. Back to Odenabu. 7 to shoot. Far side, corner 3. That one off the mark. And once again, Rhode Island looking to push the pace, but that one well over the head of Sophie Phillips. And another turnover as Tammy Reese visibly frustrated after that decision-making there.
Yeah, those are the kind of transition points that you need to capitalize on, especially in close conference games like this. Tammy visibly frustrated with the Anel Dutat turnover.
So 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here in quarter number 1. A good one so far between these two teams. Big screen pull up, and that one off the mark. Vital tipped it loose, and she's going to save it. Actually, excuse me, that was DeBras who ran down there, fell into her bench, but was able to keep it in bounds. Now kicks to the corner. Back up top. Mbu, that's off the rim, and coming down, somehow a white jersey was on the other end of that one. But no good there as Franks with a big offensive rebound, unable to convert though. And Ferguson slows it down as she kicks it back up to McHale. McHale, oh, look out, blocked inside. Great defense for the Rams.
Again, Palmier Mbu using all 6-1 of that frame to make the defensive stop.
Mbu there, great defensive play, and now though she is suffering the consequences of a 3-second violation inside the paint. And she will head for a quick breather as Honey Carr comes back into the contest. We saw both the stars that we talked about in the open, Ryan, leave after just a few minutes. Both Honey Carr and also for UMass on the other side, Megan Olbreeze both took a seat in the early goings. Olbreeze with 2 fouls, probably won't see her for at least a couple more minutes as a drive and a off the rim there. And Sophie Phillips, after an offensive rebound, gets her hand on it. And the Rams with a big stop. Carr trying to go and finish. She cannot, though. As UMass trying to go and transition themselves. And, well, Ryan, there is really not a lot of rhythm right now between either of these two offenses.
Yeah, both offenses are, I think they're just trying to go a little bit too fast. UMass 0 of their last 6. Rhode Island 1 of their last 8. It's just been really fast pace here. And, you know, maybe it's also been a little bit defensively. We take a look at this. It was Sophie P who got her hand up in there, usually known for her perimeter play, but yeah, she's a force to be reckoned with down in the paint.
Under a minute left to go in quarter number 1. Phillips, pump fake, drive, left hand, switches to her right. That's too strong. And the rebound comes down to the Minutewomen. Pull-up jumper, free throw line extended, off the back iron. Offensive rebound by Ferguson. So a new shot clock here for Ferguson and UMass. McHale with it. Back to Ferguson. Now inside to Adenabu. And a whistle and a travel there. As, I mean, Ryan, you don't mind ball movement there, but right now it just seems that the ball movement is almost a little bit too frequent in the sense that they're playing like hot potato with this basketball. Nobody's looking to make a move to go to the basket. Do a pump fake, see if you can get your defender to get up and get an opportunity to drive to the basket. But UMass on that possession, there wasn't a purpose to go to the basket or look to score the basketball. As DeBras hits the deck, and they're going to say that it was a clean takeaway, but on the end line there and out of bounds. I believe that was McHale who got that stop. The 5'6" freshman guard from Queens, New York.
Yeah, and building back on what you said, both teams offensively, we haven't really seen the facilitators do their facilitating. A lot of rushing, a lot of hot potato, as you mentioned, as time is expiring. And Honey Carr hits a shot to beat the buzzer, but impressive. But
buzzer right there. Boy, that does not get much better than that. Honey Carr giving her team just a bit more of a lead there as the Rams, you see, leading by 4 heading into quarter number 2. UMass does get possession first. That is Olbreeze, who is back into the game with 2 fouls, and she finishes with authority. The hoop, the harm, and the holler from Megan Olbreeze. And that is exactly why you have to know where she is at all times on the basketball court.
Yeah, she took a big hit there. And we talked a little bit about in the first quarter about ball movement, but that vision there from Kuliza, that's really where that shot comes from. And credit to Olbreeze for getting the finish and now with a 3-point opportunity.
Can't finish the 3-point play there. As up ahead to Phillips, wide open, and that's one off the mark. Kamara, though, offensive rebound. Back out to Sophie Vital, who sets the offense. Crossover. Oh, pretty move, but had it rejected. And she had it back momentarily, but she was out of bounds when she had possession of the basketball there. So turns it back over to UMass. And again, both of these teams very slow offensive starts. And both these teams have multiple weapons that can get hot, but we have not seen that just yet. Driving inside is Kaliza. She goes to the left hand and finishes. Stephanie Kaliza adds to her totals on the evening. And we're tied at 14. Wide open, Honey Carr. And a jump ball. Possession arrow will stay with Rhode Island.
Another heads-up play there from Kaliza to force the jump ball. Honey Carr is very dangerous when she's one-on-one. Realistically, I was about to say in the paint, but really anywhere.
Phillips trying to get it in. Carr comes to the basketball, and finally Rhode Island able to get it up top to set their offense here with a fresh shot clock. Vital. Back to Carr. Now inside, a pass from Phillips to Kamara. Kamara off the glass. And nice footwork and a soft touch around the rim. Rhode Island by 2.
You know, Kamara has also been a pretty solid paint presence. All 6 foot of her, not to mention the Batman mask.
She's been rocking that just about all year as Olbrys draws the foul. That one is going to come back against Kamara again.
Yeah, Kamara's a very physical player, whether it's on offense or defense here. She has that nice back down post spin shot and then called over for the foul here. Pretty efficient score, though, 5th in the conference in field goal percentage, 56.8.
Olbrys whistled for the offensive foul. That's her 3rd. And a tough one there, as she is going to be most likely done for the half. That is a tough one there for Olbrys.
Yeah, and it was a late whistle, too. We saw a roar of boos from the Rhody faithful, and then the whistle came in. I don't know. It looked like it was 50-50. Olbrys, I think, got the elbow up in Kamara's face. I mean, it was tough, but you got to go with what the officials say, and they called Olbrys to the foul.
That's why I always say the officials are down there for a reason, and I'm over here for a reason. What that reason is, I have no idea. But Honey Carr says, well, I'll tell you what, here's something for you to have reason to talk about. Knocks down a 3-ball and extends the lead to 5. Big-time shot from a big-time player. Honey Carr extends that shooting capability inside and out. So many good things from Honey Carr. Oh, fancy footwork and dribbling underneath as that one knocked around, and the last touch by the Minutewomen. But a shout out to McHale there, who was just putting on some Kyrie Irving-esque moves. Watch this one again. Let's watch the Honey Carr. Sets the screen, just releases off of that screen, and then gets herself the wide open look. Speaking of wide open, Phillips tries again, and she got robbed in and out on that one. Offensive rebound. Phillips again. She'll have another chance, and robbed again as UMass is finally able to corral the rebound.
Yeah, and that sort of defense, that strategy of leaving Sophie Phillips open is not going to work very long.
Dutot now was guarding momentarily as had it stripped there, did Kaliza, but finding a loose ball and finishing underneath is LeClaire. Great job with a heads-up play there. Momo LeClaire able to capitalize on that one, cutting the lead to 3. Honey Carr sealed off her defender and was able to draw the contact there from Shanae Ojenabu. So Rams will have it underneath their basket here with a fresh shot clock and what looks like to be a design play from Tammy Reese. Dutot to Carr. moving it all the way around that perimeter. Back inside to Carr. Working around. Shot is up and good. And the foul. Honey Carr. We talked about her in the pregame, and we can talk about her for a long period of time because she is so effective on this Rhode Island squad. Watch this, the patience, the physicality, and the finish with a little exclamation point.
Yeah, Honey Carr, again, I said this earlier, but she truly embodies that three-level scorer archetype. I mean, whether she's in the post and spinning, she can shoot open threes, and she's had a pretty efficient season from the free throw line. I hesitated to say it. I hate the announcer's jinx, but really, Honey Carr, lethal shooter.
We saw a moment ago on your screen, 12.6 points per game, and she already has 13 tonight. As a trap in the corner, forces it back up top to Kaluza. Into the corner now for LeClaire. Right side, gets a screen. LeClaire had it rejected. Embu says no thank you. And sends it down with 4 seconds on the shot clock for UMass.
And that's another thing that Coach Tammy Reese stresses so much as we see here on the replay is effort on defense. Effort goes a really long way.
Shot no good off the back iron. DeBras. Oh, pretty pass. Thread the needle, but too many steps. And it was a beautiful idea there, but just couldn't slow herself down enough there. Embu, too many, but a right idea on all sides for Rhode Island. Just missed that last little piece to get the finish. DeBras with the steal. Great takeaway. She's trying to go and finish on the other, and she does. And a timeout, UMass. The Ryan Center is electric right here. Rhode Island minutes as UMass's star, Megan Olbreeze has been stunted and limited, to say the least, in the opening minutes here. They have relied really on Kaluza here and LeClaire, who, as you see some of their numbers there, decent, but not going to get you into the win column with just those two putting up that kind of numbers. But there's a pretty play, as able to finish inside after her first time checking into the ball games. Sorrentino there, the redshirt senior from Palm Bay, Florida. She's also played at Lipscomb and Ole Miss, so she's bounced around a couple of times. Very versatile guard as Honey Carr knocks it down again from the outside and says, whatever you can do, I can do just a little bit better.
And that's now 16 points for Honey Carr, 6 of 11 from the field tonight.
Another look at it as off the back iron, but a whistle on a foul, as that one is going to be on Kamara. I believe that is her third. And so watch this one again. Honey Carr, it's the same thing. It's that screen, release, and knock it down. Simple stuff. She knows it's going to be open. And until she sees UMass make an adjustment, that's going to be a go-to.
Yeah, that sort of pick and pop shoot is dangerous, especially when you're Carr and you have that height and you have that shot.
Rhode Island back on offense. Carr screens. DeBras thought about it. And Dutot is whistled for a traveling violation, as we are going to see most likely Dutot exit. Yep, and Franks will return. The freshman, Connecticut Gatorade Player of the Year, Franks is, or I should say was, is now, of course, a member of this Rhode Island squad, and a young player that has a lot of potential to be great here for this university in the next couple of years. Working her way up. A little pull up, and that one smooth like summer butter for the freshman McHale.
And talking about Franks, you're talking about that potential, the true freshman. She's only had a taste of playing time. This Rhode Island team having a very deep backcourt, as this one's going to go the other way now. Minute women take possession, but Ayanna Franks in that last matchup against Duquesne only played 10 minutes, but was able to muster up 2 points and 4 rebounds. So really that sort of spark plug. Maybe it's the youth in her. Brings some energy and brings some life to the Rams.
I remember being that young 3 years ago. Can I say that yet, or is that not allowed? Maybe after we graduate.
Yeah, give it a few months.
Okay. Driving inside here. McHale thought about it. Now kicks it back out. 6 to shoot for Palmieri. Her three-pointer. Oh, my goodness. Talk about clutch. As Ali Palmieri just knocked it down well beyond the arc. And at the buzzer to cut the lead to 4 here with 2:45 left to go in half number 1. DeBraz was off balance, had to throw it up there, and it's off the mark. Rebound comes down to the Minutewomen, but now DeBraz gets it back, and she is fouled. And this is one of those moments that we talk about the tenacity of Inez DeBraz. But let's go back, Ryan, to this big-time three from Palmieri here.
Yeah, sort of a circus shot here. The shot clock is winding down. She just takes a step back, and Inez DeBraz is speechless. But Palmieri shows off her range and a little bit of trickery there. Impressive shot.
And one thing I want to say about that play is she looked calm and collected when she did that, like it was another walk in the park for her. That little between the legs, step back, and knocked it down. That was a big-time play for UMass, trying to stay within striking distance to close out this half. Phillips, three-pointer, yes, sir. Sophie Phillips with another.
And she had McHale's hand right in her face. I mean, you couldn't have defended that one better.
Up top now to Sorrentino, who gives it up for LeClaire. Palmieri, she tries another. Oh, and in and out. A good look at it again there. Vital behind the back crossover. Pushes ahead to Honey Carr. Spin move. Oh, and rejected inside. Big time defense there from Sorrentino. Franks walled up the guard, the point guard, McHale, who collided and missed the shot, but no whistle there. Has now a timeout from a not so happy Mike LaFleur. He was screaming for that. And somebody she learned three-pointers from was Dana Smith, who is the director of player development. But before she was that title over at UMass, she was a guard for Rhode Island. And boy, was she unbelievable in a Keaney blue uniform. Well over 1,000-point score, 4th all-time in three-point shooting. I mean, this is just unbelievable. Her numbers, Ryan, 793 assists. Unbelievable stuff from her.
Absolutely, a record that still holds to this day.
And so Rhode Island allowing a bucket on the other end. Good job by UMass. Out of the timeout there, drew something up, and were able to convert exactly how they drew it up. Carr to Mbu. Back up top to Vital with 7 on the shot clock. Three-pointer, that one's off the mark, and it's pulled down there by Palmieri. Pushing the pace, drops it off inside to McHale. Kick out, no good on the three-point attempt, and Vital with the rebound. 4 seconds separating shot clock and game clock, and a turnover there as a hand in the cookie jar for McHale gives her a steal. And now UMass can hold for 1.
A bad time to get a turnover. UMass now with a chance to swing some momentum going into halftime.
10 to shoot. In the hands of McHale. Handoff. McHale got it back. Driving inside. Kicks it out. With the basketball, Palmieri at the buzzer again. Off the mark. And that's how the first half will end. 25-30. as we brought to this program what defending the Ryan Center means to her. It's not just words of saying this is our place to play. It's actions that speak those words louder than ever could.
And Tammy Reese is someone who really prioritizes community, and you know, she doesn't see her fans as just fans. She sees them as family. Not to mention, recent history, Tammy Reese is the fastest URI women's head coach to reach 100 career wins. Did it in 6 seasons.
A finish inside as Sophie Phillips contributes again. 32-25, Rams leading. Up top with the basketball now here for UMass. It was LeClaire momentarily. Now into the hands of Kaliza. Back to LeClaire. Palmieri has to give it up to Ferguson, and a foul on the floor as it looks like it was Shanae Janabu who drew the foul. That one is going to come back against Honey Carr. I believe that's only her first one there. Shot off the mark, but an offensive rebound. Janabu put back, that's good. Drew the foul, got the offensive rebound, and then was able to convert on the other end. As Rhode Island takes back over for the offensive possession. Vital trying to mix it up inside. And a bit too strong over the head of Honey Carr there. And it'll go out of bounds back to the Minutewomen of UMass.
And just miscommunication there. That Vital's third turnover now to her 5 assists.
Entry pass, Kamara guarding. Ojanabu trying to work inside, kicks it out. Ferguson with it. Now out to Kaliza. That one well short and off of the foot, I believe, of Ferguson. And yes, it was. So Rhode Island will regain possession here. Tammy Reese telling her players to box out. You can hear it all the way across the floor here. She is pretty ecstatic about saying, make sure you find a body and hit someone. There's the screen by Tall. Downhill, kicks out. Phillips, no good. Battle for Ferguson and Kamara as it was last touched by UMass there. A good job from Ferguson nonetheless. A big credit to her. I'll tell you what, Ferguson has been a fun player to watch. She's the facilitator of this group right now. She may not score 12, 15 points a game, but she is doing so many things. Her screens are solid. Her distribution of the basketball has been great. She's setting up her teammates for good looks and just an all-around hustle player as well. With 4 to shoot, cross court. Dutot 3-ball, and that misses everything. It's a shot clock violation for Rhode Island there. Even though Dutot has become a much better shooter than she was when she first came to Rhode Island, that's not probably who you want to see taking the shot at the end of your shot clock if you're Rhode Island in that situation. Entry pass tried to go underneath to Palmieri, but off of her hands and turning it over as Dutot will be replaced by Inez DeBras, who, even when she's coming off that bench, she is running everywhere. Just the energy never stops.
Absolutely, and again, seeing Vital and DeBras both on the court at the same time, it really spices up the sort of plays that Rhode Island can run to your shifty pass-first guards.
Vital, three-pointer, that's off the mark. Offensive rebound, Kamara, who had it taken away. And into the hands of Palmieri. Far side, Momo LeClaire with it. Back to Palmieri. Oh, nice cut inside and finishes for Stephanie Kaliza. Just really cut that defense up right inside the paint. Found it and finished with not near a hand in her face. And the lead is 3 for Rhode Island. Carr trying to extend it to 6 with a three-pointer off the mark. And the rebound comes down to UMass again. So Rhode Island a bit of a cold streak here. UMass starting to climb back into this one. No points in the last 3 minutes and change. Entry pass. Kaliza working on DeBraz. Step through. Great defense by DeBraz. Now pushes ahead. Phillips, left hand layup, and finishes. Defense leading to offense. Painted to a picture there.
And Rhode Island, despite having 6 more turnovers than Massachusetts, they have an extra point off turnovers, so they've been able to really capitalize off of those turnovers. And again, we'll see Sophie P's layup here off that defense, and the rebound there from DeBraz, a full court, almost one-arm pass. Maybe DeBraz played a little bit of quarterback back in France. I don't know if she really watches football much, but hey, she can sling the rock.
She certainly can make some good passes, as UMass trying to get one towards the end of the buzzer there, or excuse me, end of the shot clock, but off the back iron, and no good. As Rhode Island gets it back inside, and a 3-second count there. Now, Ryan, remind me, are you a Patriots fan?
I am not a Patriots fan.
Okay.
I'm a Steelers fan.
You're
when it comes
a
to
Steelers,
NFL.
right? Yes. Well, to any of my Steelers fans, or excuse me, my Patriots fans out there, I am not either. But if anybody out there is a Patriots fan listening in this area, maybe Sophie P has a bit of Joe Milton in her. If any of my Patriots fans remember that name in that game against the Bills a couple of weeks ago. Working inside and drawing the contact there was Olbrys. And she'll be at the charity stripe for 2. I was actually at that game when Joe Milton took control of that Patriots offense.
And I hear Patriot fans were upset. He played too good. He cost them a draft spot.
He did a backflip in the end zone after his first touchdown. And I knew from there on out that draft pick was just going to slowly slip away. And Olbrys gets the friendly shooter's bounce there. 34-30 still. See some of her numbers on her last time out against St. Joe's. And she goes 2 for 2 at the charity stripe. 34-31, Rams leading UMass here.
Yeah, speaking of Olbrys, I think Rhode Island's gotten pretty lucky. They've kept her to 3 points, and they've really kept her out of the game as she's been in foul trouble. If she's able to stay on the court, especially in a close game like this, she could start causing problems.
Phillips was off on the 3-point attempt, and it goes back to the Minutewomen of Massachusetts here. 4 minutes and change left in quarter number 3. This one turning out to be just as we expected, a good one. Inside, and a late whistle. And we'll see who that will come back against there, as we will have 2 shots. But we'll send it to break right here. 34-31, Rhode Island and UMass right here.
Looking to get stronger? Join Planet Fitness today.
Welcome back to Kingston, Rhode Island here. 34-31. And free throws coming for Megan Olbrys here for the Minutewomen. She's at the charity stripe, trying to make the most of her minutes in the second half here, as she has already gone 3 for 3 in her free throw attempts in the second half. Got to the charity stripe fairly quickly there. Cuts the lead to 2 as she knocked down the first, and she will knock down the second one with ease there. Not something you want to do if you're Rhode Island, is put the best player, the best shooter on this UMass team on the charity stripe. As DeBraz for Rhode Island driving coast to coast all alone. Oh, look out, too strong. Missed the layup, and the rebound is down to McHale, who now is going to slow things up here for the offense.
And all of a sudden, after those free throws from Olbrys, it's a 1-point game here in the Ryan Center. I think Rhode Island might have been caught on their heels.
1-point game here. Olbrys trying to give UMass the lead, and she does. Left-handed finish off the glass. And Rhode Island finds themselves down for the first time in a long time here tonight. In the third quarter, 2 for 8 for Rhode Island, 3 for 8 for UMass. As the kick out to Franks, the freshman driving in, right hand. Oh, what a finish. Pretty stuff. She is so good. We talked about the potential that she brings to this Rhode Island team, showcasing why she deserves minutes in a big game like this. Albury's inside again, and she's fouled. We'll see if it comes back to Carr here, as once again, this was just great stuff. Albury's going to work, says, all right, I'm going to go right underneath. Fancy footwork, kept her composure, finishes. Rhode Island able to answer there. Franks, a great job in a big moment, stepping up. Splits 2 defenders. But now, again, Megan Albury's A10 Player of the Week. Back on the charity stripe. And she's already knocked down the first one.
Well, despite missing most of this game due to foul trouble, only 10 minutes, Albury's is 1 free throw away from being tied for the team high in points, and she will stay 1 point away from being tied. But, you know, just that quick fact kind of shows her impact on the court.
Phillips, that one's in and out. And the rebound comes down to UMass. McHale up top now. Into the hands of Kaliza. Trying to go back inside. Well defended by Carr. Great take off the glass. Pretty finish. Unbelievable. At 5'6", McHale, you would think she was about 7'5", with how easily she gets inside and finishes. Unbelievable stuff. Crossover to Braz. Back out. Honey Carr, pump fake. And now slowing down a bit here. 8 seconds. Carr trying to work inside. She goes up, and that's too strong. As Albury's came down with the rebound. So a 38-36 UMass lead here with 2 minutes and change in quarter number 3. Kaliza, right side, gets the screen. Goes all the way to the coast, and she missed that one, and Honey Carr is fouled underneath. That one is going to cut back, I believe, against Shanae Odenabu. As McHale, what a finish. Just got inside. Nice work to use the backboard. And a big-time play for her and this squad to now give their team a 2-point lead here.
And the finish from McHale, both physical and acrobatic at the same time.
Yes.
But talk about getting the lead back. Rhode Island at one point led by 9. And if you look at the difference in lead time, Rhode Island was ahead for over 20 minutes. And now all of a sudden we've got ourselves a game.
10 on the shot clock. Oh, pretty pass. What a pass there from Inez to Braz to find Ala Kamara there underneath and tie it up again. But boy, that's the kind of play where you could see it on SportsCenter tomorrow morning. The no-look distribution, pretty stuff, and a whistle and a travel turns it over as it is back to Rhode Island.
And Palmieri cannot believe the call on that one.
I mean, look at this. Just splitting the 2 defenders off the glass, and you can't ask for much more there. And that is now top 10 in program history with 277 career assists. A big moment there towards Braz as Phillips' 3 is off the mark. And the rebound comes down to Palmieri. Knocked away, but still will be in the possession arrow of UMass here. On the sideline, inbounding will be Ferguson. They go immediately inside, and a big-time finish for Megan Olbreezy, who just said, "Get out of my way, I'm on a mission." DeBraz was having some words for the officials there, trying to say, hey, listen, I'm getting hacked every time I bring the ball up, but to no avail. Inside and deflected, last touched by Massachusetts. Rhode Island maintains possession, 10 on the shot clock, 39 on the game clock, Ryan. And things have gotten a little interesting in the last couple of minutes here. Both teams, again, still kind of a little bit sloppy. Phillips gets it, drives inside, and she is fouled hard. And she will be headed to the charity stripe for 2 free ones. Sophie Phillips, that's what she does, is you saw her defender close out quickly on her, a little hesitation on that perimeter drive. Now she goes inside, Ryan, and she has enough talent and strength to get herself to the rim and be able to draw. Either she's going to get a bucket or she's going to go to the cherry stripe, which we are seeing right now.
Absolutely, and this is an important trip to the free throw line. Held my breath there a little bit, not trying to distract. Crucial trip for the free throw line, just because, you know, you've got a scrappy UMass team. Keep in mind, these two teams are 7 and 8 respectively in the conference. UMass holding the 7th spot in the A10 as Sophie goes 2 for 2 to tie it up. You do not want a scrappy road team to be up going into the 4th quarter. That is a recipe for disaster if you are Rhode Island.
Well, I couldn't have said it better myself. About 4 seconds separating shot clock and game clock. Tied at 40. Taking her time, McHale. Now starting the action. And it's turned over. 10 seconds left to go. Rhode Island will hold for 1. Crossover, DeBraz. Entry passes, taken away. And a full court heave is going to fall well short. So we are tied, heading to the 4th quarter of play of UMass and the Rams of Rhode Island. And we have a fantastic matchup so far. We expect nothing less down the stretch as Rhode Island will get possession to start us off here for quarter number 4. Sophie Vital setting up the offense here, right side. Off to Phillips, dump pass into Honey Carr. She's immediately double teamed. Some swarming defense right now from UMass. And there's DeBraz. 7 to shoot. Kick out. Carr thought about it. Now pulls up. Her shot off the front rim. And the rebound comes down to Kaluza.
And Carr hesitated a little bit there. I think she wanted to take the open look, but thought twice and ended up getting herself into a contested shot.
So UMass with a chance to take the lead again here. Into the hands of Old Breeze. Back up top to the point guard. McHale. Right side. And somehow she finishes over Kamara and gives UMass back the lead here, 42-40. DeBraz moving off the screen there. Carr thought about it. And a whistle on a foul is going to come back against UMass. It'll be sidelined out of bounds for Rhode Island.
Yeah, now here in the fourth quarter, I mean, plain and simple, it is crunch time. I think we can expect both defenses to be on their A game. Rhode Island at one point led by 9. They were in the driver's seat for most of the game, but now UMass at the end of that 3rd quarter, they brought it back. And now we've got a fun one.
Extra pass. Kamara finishes. Carr to Kamara. And we're tied again. These two teams going back and forth. And Ryan, absolutely right. Rhode Island was seeming like they were going to have a free drive to a victory. But UMass storming back. And a lot of that in that 3rd quarter was responsible to that woman right there momentarily ago, Megan Oldbreeze, who battled her way back. But watch this. That's big to big, and a great job to be able to tie this game back up at 42 apiece. UMass, 6 to shoot. McHale driving inside, stripped away, and it'll stay with UMass, but only 3 seconds left to go here on the shot clock. And you got to imagine it's going to be something, either a really quick shot or something at the rim. Olbrys catch and shoot elbow. That's off the mark and pulled down by Sophie Vital as it was a jump ball called there. Vital hit the deck with some force, but I think that her momentum just kind of took her down there. So no foul.
And Vital, her physicality really embodies what Coach Tammy Reese pushes, that coaching philosophy of just effort and physicality, whether she's making a pass or playing defense. Vital's giving it 110%.
Ferguson up top. Now into the hands of McHale. She's been fantastic and continues to just be a star in tonight's contest. Yamoni McHale. What a fantastic performance from her tonight. Carr trying to answer, and she cannot, as that one is off the side mark there. Olbrys was wide open for a moment. Carr now trying to wall her up. Olbrys off the mark. Loose and picked up by who else but Kaluza, and puts it back for two. Timeout, Rhode Island. 46, Monet McHale. She has had 6 points on 3 for 3 shooting in this second half of play. But again, the playmaking, the decision making, and the ability to get to the rim, whether she is finishing or dumping it off for one of her bigs. Big stuff from McHale so far. A big time three from the corner won't go for Dutat, but a foul on the floor as Massachusetts did come down with that basketball there, Ryan, but unfortunately somebody away from that rebound was called for the foul, and Rhode Island gets a fresh shot clock and an inbounds play, but they got to get it in there first. Carr off to DeBras. Hesitated, now drives inside and just coughs it up. I'm not sure what happened there. She just kind of threw it away. It looks like she might have tripped up, but no foul called, so just tossed it to one of the assistant coaches down there on the end of the bench. Unfortunate possession turnover for Rhode Island. 17 turnovers for Rhode Island tonight. And that one in and out and still loose on the floor. Jump ball arrow goes to Rhode Island. So it was a scary moment there for the Rams, who need every possession right now to try and just buy themselves back into this game with 6:20 left to go. Dump pass, Kamara, and take it away. Great vision to take that away. Stephanie Kaluza read that like a book. She was on that all day. Stephanie Kaluza, Wilmington, Delaware native there. Once again, McHale trying to make something happen, and yes, she does. Yamane McHale, unbelievable stuff as she extends the lead to 6.
Yeah, McHale, a true freshman from Queens, New York. She's stepped it up completely. She has embraced her role as a collegiate athlete, averaging 12.8 points per game in her freshman year at Massachusetts. Unbelievable work.
A big answer there from Rhode Island, 48-44. Trying to get it back to their star stud, and that one a bit too strong for Olbrys. Screen to get DeBras some space. Now into Carr. Phillips, open look, got it! Sophie Phillips, big time play.
Yeah, Sophie cuts the lead now to just 1, and Rhode Island just a few moments ago was down 6, so an interesting quick hit. URI's largest deficit in a win this season is 4. So if they win this game, well, they've already completed.
And Mary Parlange, Mr. Presidente in the building, the president of the University of Rhode Island, prides himself of being a sports fanatic for all the teams. You can catch him at softball, soccer, basketball, baseball, hockey. It doesn't matter. He is there, and he is ready to cheer on all of his student athletes. Just a great guy to be with, his wife, so welcoming. And we got basketball, and a good one at that, so he'll be excited to watch on here with his wife. As 4:26 left to go, Rhode Island with a big defensive stop. Could take the lead with the basket. Is this the one? No, off the mark. Kamara, though, runs it down. Phillips, she's going to try another and knocks it down. Sophie Phillips. She's the all-time leading scorer from beyond the arc for a reason, and she showed it right there.
Yeah, Sophie P steps up when the team needs it most. The Rams now hit the 50 mark, just under 4 minutes to go.
Olbrys had it blocked, still loose inside, coming away there momentarily to Kaliza, and a whistle and a foul is going to come back against Kamara, I think, as Phillips, watch this, just first of all, excellent hustle play by Kamara, and Phillips knocks it down. Big time stuff there.
Yeah, and those opportunities don't happen if you don't have Awa Kamara and her effort.
Up top, Momo Leclerc with the basketball, 10 to shoot. Into the hands now of Odenabu. Back to Leclerc. Left side, 3 to shoot. Leclerc's going to have to put one up. And she got robbed. Offensive rebound putback, though, is good there. As once again, Shanae Odenabu underneath offensive putback and ties the game at 50.
And anything you can do, I can do better. Massachusetts showing those second chance points. Tie this one up.
Awa Kamara fakes one way, goes the other, and gets the bounce. Unbelievable stuff there. On the coast-to-coast transition, answering. And once again, McHale is just on a mission as she took no time to tie this game back up. These two teams are battling right now. DeBras inside and gets the bounce. That's what she wants to do. We talked about it earlier. She wants to go downhill, attack the rim. She saw her opportunity there and capitalized. Olbrys working on Phillips. Phillips had it knocked away, and it was out of bounds as Kamara dove on it, but she was out of bounds there. As once again, here's this DeBras bucket. Watch this. She gets her small screen, goes inside, and as great as McHale has been, a much smaller defender in terms of physicality. And DeBras just recognized that immediately and took advantage to give her team, yet again, a 2-point lead here. 4 points, 5 assists for DeBras.
Yeah, and that speaks to the development we've seen, too, from DeBras. As great as a player she was last season, I don't think we see that same move last year.
McHale at the buzzer, yes! Unbelievable.
And McHale's now got 16 points, and she has just been a cheat code for the Minutewomen.
Whistle to foul as DeBras is fouled. These two guards are having a what can you do, I'll do it better kind of deal. I mean, watch this. McHale inside, nearly had it knocked away, realizes she has to just throw it up there, and her teammates even on the bench are just saying, how did you do that? I mean, unbelievable. 16 points, and again, you would think that this is a senior, a redshirt, senior, a fifth year, anything of that nature. Nope, that's a freshman out there, and she is going to be a vital aspect to this team. There's a big free throw there for DeBras.
Yeah, DeBras entered this one shooting just above 76% from the charity stripe.
These are her first 2 free throws of the night, and she knocks both of them down to give Rhode Island the lead again. Under 2 minutes to go. In the hands of McHale. Working around Kaliza. Albrys inside, wide open, and finishing inside is Odenigbo.
We have seen an offensive explosion in this final 2 minutes and change. Both teams relentless offensively.
DeBras trying to go back and maybe a little bit forced there as Albrys had it. DeBras knocked it away. Massachusetts does maintain possession as coming in now is Sophie Vital. And again, watch this. Albrys gets double teamed, dumps it off, and wide open was Shanae Odenigbo. And that was just great positioning for Odenigbo. She recognized that she just stood right there. She was going to get the basket with a great look at it. 56-56, we're under a minute to play. Ferguson sets a screen there for Palmieri. Pulls up, that's off the rim. Rebound to Honeycar. Vital with the basketball. They're going to hold for one, so they're going to run it out here. Or at least close to the end of the shot clock. Right now trying to work it around. 12 on the shot clock now. Vital with it.
Wouldn't be surprised if Rhode Island tries to get the ball in the hands of Sophie P. or Honey Carr.
Kamara, spin move, high off the glass. Yes! Rhode Island take. Any difference from you there, or what are you thinking?
I mean, with the night Michaela's having, I know she's the freshman, and Albrys, you know, she's the junior, she's the reigning A10 player of the week, but I might go with Michaela here.
Michaela's got the basketball right now to Albrys. Albrys, A10 player of the week, and finishes inside. She showed why she is and tied it up with 16 seconds.
I like the look they had with Awa Kamara, getting her down low. If you can isolate her against Albrys, I think she wins that one-on-one matchup.
We'll see what they draw up here. 16 seconds to go. Tied at 58. Vital is going to dribble it out momentarily. Now Kamara coming to set the screen. Vital rolling to the basket. Up and under. Got it to go. 2.5 seconds. Inbounded. McHale. She's going to try and heave one up, and it won't go. Rhode Island victorious. Sophie Vital coming up.